In this video, we're going to walk through how to create a custom GPT and then how you can use it to get ideas and write your prompt and then add that prompt into SchoolAi. So here I am in ChatGPT. To create a GPT, it's over here where it says GPTs, and I can click on Explore. Once I click on Explore, I see this black Create button up here where I'm able to click it. I can add a name, add a description, instructions, and even sentence starters. You can also create by chatting with the GPT to help it create your own custom GPT. And as you write here and as you type, it's going to be adding in the information over here. What I like to usually do first is I like to upload files. So first I'll start in my Google Drive and I'll download PDFs or I'll download them as Word documents onto the computer. Once I have those resources on my computer, I will attach them and I'll open them up, and they will be attached right here where it says knowledge. This is what I love about a GPT, is when I'm chatting with this GPT, it always checks these files first. Here's an example of one that I've already built out. This is for 4th grade writing, and I'm able to come in here where it says knowledge, and I can attach those files. These are all in my Google Drive folder. I download them and then I hit upload. Sometimes I even go to Cami, and once I'm at camiapp.com, I'll sign in, and once I'm logged in, I'll go over to split and merge. From here, I will attach those files from my computer because you can only have so many attached in a GPT. I think the limit is 20, but I could be wrong. Once I attach those files, I hit next, and then I go to merge mode, where I can have all of these files instead of in separate files. Now they're all in one file. And so that can kind of be a quick tip if you have files that are individual files and you want to save them all in like a big document like this. So again, that can be a helpful tip. So as I'm coming into my GPT, I can either, again, create by typing and explaining what I want to create for this 4th grade writing, or you can copy my kind of prompt right here. You can see here that I am trying to create a 4th grade writing lesson ideas, and I want it to help me come up with SchoolAi spaces, and I want it to prompt using the 4-step template, which is down below. And so again, I kind of want it to be really friendly with formatting, so short paragraphs, headers, emojis, bullet points, all of those fun things, because that's how I like my outputs. So again, you're just kind of really being clear about what you want to keep. I want to make sure I keep users in their zone of proximal development. You might even add time limits if you only have certain time. Maybe you're creating a GPT for bell work and you want to add in different resources. You might say, I only have 10 minutes for these spaces or less, right? And so we can see here that I'm able to come in and I want it to always follow this sequence. So when I go into this custom GPT, again, you'll add those instructions, you'll add an image, you can also add a name, your description, quick conversation prompts that look like this, and you'll hit update or you'll hit save, and you're going to get a link that you're able to go to your GPT. Your GPT also saves over on the left-hand side. So here's that link, I can view it, I can copy that link. I'm gonna go ahead and hit view. And again, it's going to pop up over here, and that's where you can click. And it's just like chatting with GPT, only ChatGPT, but it remembers all of your prompts that you have in that background. So right here is that 4th grade writing buddy. And so I'm able to chat, and it has all of that knowledge, and it's going to go through these steps. So step number 1 is where we're going to share an idea, right? The user is going to share an idea, such as whatever topic this is, right? Step 2, it's going to generate 10 to 15 different space ideas. So based on that idea, I want it to create a table. You might not want a table, so this is where you can change it. You might get overwhelmed by 10 to 15 ideas. I like having 10 to 15 different ideas and concepts. After that, you can see here is how I kind of want it to be set up. I have idea number 1, space name, brief description, targeted user. Then it goes into step number 3, where now I can pick a number from this list right here, because I have right here idea number. I can say, hey, I want idea number 4. And based on that, it then is going to build out my prompt, where it's going to follow this template right here, where we're going to first define the role. And so we want to know, what is the AI acting as? We're going to have the tone. Then we're going to have the audience. Then we're going to go into providing the task, which is step number 2. And based on all of that information, the space is really going to help us. However, we really need to be detailed when we're first coming into this space and kind of sharing what is our expectations and what are we hoping for our students. This custom GPT also knows that I'm teaching fourth grade because of how I already set it up. And again, you can kind of come in and you could customize it based on what you need. So you can see here, duration, right? 10 to 15 minutes or whatever you might need to customize that. Then I over here have my requirements all set up and ready to go as well. So I want it to always follow these rules when I'm creating different spaces, right? I want them to encourage retrying. I want to make sure that they're not writing any full essays. I might want to come in here and say, don't provide examples, because sometimes students will use that as a loophole in order to cheat. And so I can say, all 4 of these steps must be completed. Here's step 4 where I want things formatted correctly. So again, you're able to come in and you can really, really customize what you are hoping to see when you're creating your spaces and when you're kind of creating your guidelines. Because we all have different preferences on how we kind of review information. But again, it can be really kind of cool to kind of see this background information as well. And so once we go in and after we have that custom GPT, I can go ahead and say, give me 10 ideas for argumentative writing. I hit enter, and in just a few moments, it's going to say here are 10 fourth grade appropriate argumentative writing ideas. Should recess be longer? Should kids have homework? Are video games good, right? After I decide which one I like, so maybe from this one, I really like number 1. I hit number 1. You can type number 1, you can hit the number, and what's then going to happen is here's that 4-step prompt. Again, you can change anything that you might want to, and what I really like is that like right here in the bold, I can change instead of 3 reasons, I can change it to 2. But what it's doing is it's pulling that background knowledge from my rubric that I uploaded already into this custom GPT. And so it should be pretty ready to go. So right here where we say fourth grade, right, it's pulling that. I have the argument paragraph, friendly, encouraging, curious. You can support students with, maybe you don't want that, right? And so again, this is where you're able to customize. The next step is we're going to go over to SchoolAI.com. From here, I'm going to go ahead and hit sign in. And then I just go in and I create a space. And so then once I'm in SchoolAI, I go into spaces and I hit create. And I hit this black create, paste my prompt here, and then I can add my title right here. Should recess be longer? I generate all fields. You'll look over your prompt, change anything that you want to change. And then once you generate and everything else appears, you're ready to preview. This is where you want to act as a student. This is where you want to come in and you want to go, okay, are we ready? Right? It's helping us shape this strong argumentative essay, ready to think aloud. Let's start with a warm-up. What do you think about recess and why? I hate recess because I don't have any friends, right? So you can kind of think through how a student might respond here. They might say they love recess, right? And they're going to have a whole different reason. And so now it says, okay, now let's change this into a plan. One reason longer recess could help you make friends or feel better socially. One reason longer recess could help you focus and stay healthy. So now it's coming up with some claims that I might like better. If I don't like that it's asking these questions, again, in here, we can use a Command F. I could type questions, right? You support students with questions, and I could remove the 5 times it says questions in my prompt. So again, I can kind of quickly use a Command F and find those keywords over my prompt until I get it exactly like I want it. I might want those questions if this is a practice activity. And once you're all set, you can hit save and launch, and then you're ready to launch this to your students. You can either assign by learning management system or by space code. Can't wait to see what you create using GPT and SchoolAI.